Dessert Week, week number 4. It is going to be an incredible week. We're halfway through the competition already, and I want to introduce myself to you. My name is Kirsten Shabazz, and I'm coming to you from the Minneapolis area is what I usually say. You were waiting for that, but actually today I'm coming to you from the St. Paul area. And as many of you know, Minnesota has Minneapolis and St. Paul, and they're considered the Twin Cities. And I actually am equal distance from both Minneapolis and St. Paul, and I have not given St. Paul any shout outs in any of my videos. So today we're going to do that because I am using Philadelphia cream cheese to make my favorite dessert, and I actually was inspired to make this dessert from two of my favorite places in St. Paul. That is an Italian restaurant that we like to go to. It's actually a little deli and a marketplace, and they have the most incredible cannolis, and I always have to get a cannoli after dessert or after dinner. And then the other place is the Great Minnesota Get-Together, which is the Minnesota State Fair, and it is the third largest state fair in the country, and that is my favorite place to go in August. I say I've got 5 seasons. We've got spring, summer, fall, winter, and the Minnesota State Fair is one of my seasons. So I'm really excited because today I'm going to make a chocolate-covered lime and strawberry cannoli, and the inspiration came from the cannoli at this Italian restaurant in St. Paul that I absolutely love, and the chocolate-covered key lime pie on a stick that I get at the State Fair. So I'm going to get my cream cheese softened. I'm going to put it in the microwave for about 10 seconds. We're going to come back and we're going to put this chocolate-covered lime and strawberry cannoli together. Well, so today we're making for Dessert Week with our Philadelphia cream cheese. Like I told you, we're making a special cannoli. And what I've got is I softened 8 ounces of Philadelphia cream cheese, and I've got 10 ounces of a lime curd here, and I'm going to put this in the bowl. It is going to be delicious. And as I said, there is this adorable little Italian market down in St. Paul, and I went to it for the first time, I think when I was in college, and I fell in love with this place. And it's got the market on one side, so you can go and get all sorts of Italian meats and desserts and candies and cheeses, pastas, whatever you can think of Italian, they've got it there. And then on the other side, they've got homemade pizza that is to die for, melt to my mouth, and you all know how I feel about pizza, and it is awesome pizza. And then they've also got pastas and salads and antipastas and all sorts of stuff that you can go, you get your food, you walk up these beautiful crickety wood stairs up to the top level, and then you find a place and you just sit and eat and enjoy. And so I love their cannoli. I wanted to make a cannoli in honor of that. So I'm mixing up the lime curd and the softened cream cheese here. Okay, let's scrape down the side. And it's this beautiful light green color. Got my lime curd and cream cheese mixed up. Now I'm going to whip up my heavy whipping cream. We want to whip this up until it forms stiff peaks. It's going to take a few minutes, so I'm going to get that started, and I'll be back with you in just a couple minutes, and we'll continue making the filling for our cannolis. All right, I made my whipping cream here. I've got some stiff peaks going, so I know that it's done. Now what we need to do is get all this off. Let's get this in here. We're going to scrape down the sides again, and I try to scrape down the sides as we go so that you make sure that all that whipping cream is getting whipped up the way it should be. So let's set this aside, scrape down the sides, and then what we're going to do is we're going to fold in our lime and cream cheese mixture into this whipped cream. We're going to add zest from 1 lime, and we're going to add half a cup of diced strawberries, and I diced them nice and small so that when we put them in this filling, it'll flow really nicely as we fill up our cannolis. So let's put the lime and cream cheese mixture in. And as I told you, the key lime pie, the chocolate dipped key lime pie at the State Fair on a stick, is one of my absolute favorite desserts to get at the state fair. And I've been going to the state fair for years. I remember when I was a little girl, my dad would bring us to the state fair. He loves the state fair. He'll go a couple times a year, and that's kind of where I got my enjoyment of going for a couple times every year. And he would go, and I remember one time we were running around at the state fair and it was raining. We had to run into the grandstand for shelter, and I found a $5 bill and it was soaking wet, but I found it as I was running to the grandstand to take some shelter. And that's one of my favorite memories of going as a kid, because here I was able to go and use that money to spend on, I think I spent it on a game or on rides or whatever, but my dad would bring us, and we always had to go get the fried cheese curds. He actually knew the guy that ran that booth. And so we'd go and we'd get some fried cheese curds. And there are certain things when you go to the state fair that you have to get every year. It's just a tradition. And now my kids are starting where they'll plan out which booths we're going to hit for food as soon as we walk through the gate. They're kind of like me that way. We make our game plan before we get there. And it just is a great family time. And like I said, it's a season for me. It's just one of those things that I cherish, just like any other season. So the key lime pie has been my most recent favorite the last, I think, 3 or 4 years here. And that's kind of how I thought of doing a cannoli with the key lime. So I just did the zest from a lime here, just to get some more of those lime oils in there, in addition to the lime curd. And then we've got a half a cup of strawberries here. We're going to get those in there. And we're going to gently fold all of this together. We want to be careful not to break down our whipped cream. We want that to stay nice and fluffy, but we want to make sure that we incorporate all these flavors. Well, I'm back, and I got all of the cannoli mixture into a plastic bag, or if you have a piping bag, that works as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the tip off. We're going to fill up our cannoli shells here, and I bought store-bought cannoli shells. Remember I told you about that cute little Italian restaurant? They have a marketplace as well. So they sell cannoli shells there in case you want to make your own. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill it up. We're going to put, I've got 1/4 of a cup of chopped or diced strawberries. We're going to garnish the ends with the strawberries, and then we're going to drizzle. I melted my dipping chocolate. We're going to drizzle this across the top for our chocolate covered aspect of this cannoli. So let's cut. I want a nice big tip, because remember we've got those strawberries in there. And what we're going to do is we're going to fill our cannoli shells with our key lime and strawberry filling. Okay, and you're going to squish it down in there, and you kind of want it to kind of overflow at the end. That's the good part. And then we're going to come in from the other side and fill it in. Oh, that's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Well, we're back. We've got our chocolate-covered lime and strawberry cannolis made with our original Philadelphia cream cheese, which helped give us that cannoli filling. It gives it a nice, rich, thick creaminess. There's just something about that cheesecake flavor in the filling that makes this cannoli just delicious. So I've got my melted chocolate here. We're going to keep drizzling. I want a nice layer of this melted chocolate on here, but I actually want to taste it right now. So I'm going to grab one of these cannolis here, and let's take a little bite. Mmm. Mmm. That cannoli shell is so nice and light, and then you get the pop from the lime zest and the strawberries, and then you get the cream cheese flavor in that filling. It just makes it, gives it a different consistency, but it's nice and thick. This is an incredible dessert that you can share with your friends, your family. Take it on a picnic, bring it to the state fair and eat it there, and have people ask you where you came up with the recipe. But this is an incredible dish. I hope you enjoyed it. From my heart to yours, have a great day.